We've already gotten a lot of Persona and Atlus updates earlier this month, but we've got even more to go over here thanks to new information provided by Tokyo Game Show, with some updates to Persona 5 The Phantom X, huge Metaphor ReFantazio news with the developers confirming the game's incredible playtime, a demo update for Metaphor, and more. Plus, we all know we're craving for more information for Persona 6, right? Well, we've got some new leaks and rumors to go over that suggest just how massive Persona 6 is likely to be, along with a release window and reveal that will be here before we know it. We've got a lot to go over here, but if you are looking forward to Atlus's grandest JRPG to date, participate in my giveaway of the most complete digital edition of Metaphor ReFantazio for the platform of your choice. The giveaway ends on midnight October 9th at 11:59 p.m. EST. Information for the giveaway is linked in the description. Oh, and if you're in for a sweet deal that will sweeten your taste buds as we bask in the greatness of Atlus over the coming months and years, don't turn your back on Gamer Supps' awesome new Pixel Cup releasing today. Get your fix on all the latest cups, tubs, and swag, and save 10% off your order by using the code FUNMYLIFE at checkout. Details also linked in the description. Tokyo Game Show is happening as we speak, and with all the excitement out in Japan, we've got some excitement to share around the world regarding Persona and Atlus projects. Before we get into the global stuff, we do have an update regarding Persona 5 The Phantom X, in that, after many months of waiting and rumors, it looks like Japan will finally be graced with the title as closed beta tests are currently underway across iOS, Android, and PC via Steam. Persona 5 The Phantom X originally released on April 12th in China, before making its way over to Taiwan and South Korea on April 18th. So with the Japanese market now gaining access to the title, we are one step closer to a global release. While nothing was mentioned of a global release during Tokyo Game Show, we know from Persona content creator Faz's reporting in July that the producers have confirmed plans for a global release, along with getting the game on console. Here on your screen are some excerpts from Faz regarding the producer's statements for a global release, so if you're waiting to get your hands on this game and you're not residing in East Asia, don't worry, as it is likely players around the world will gain access to this free-to-play Persona 5 game at some point. If you'd like to follow all the goings-on with Persona 5 The Phantom X and its global release plans, consult the link in the description. Before we jump right into the new Persona 6 developments, we gotta go over the big news regarding Atlus's Metaphor ReFantazio, the next big game coming from an all-star team of talent behind the last several Shin Megami Tensei titles and Personas 3 through 5. As many of you may very well know at this point, a demo has been launched for the game, available on all platforms, that covers the entire prologue section of the title. This section is massive, mind you, as it is around 5 hours long, and what's awesome about this is that players can transfer their save file from the demo playthrough into the final game when it releases in just 2 weeks. This serves double duty as a way to encourage players to try out the game ahead of launch, and if you enjoyed it, you'll be able to pick up where you left off when the game officially unlocks on the 11th of October. Now, for all you good people out there that have tried out the demo, let us all know in the comments what you think of it and if you're enjoying the game. I documented my time with the game's opening hours myself in this video, so if you're still on the fence on whether or not you want to try out Metaphor for yourself, consult this video to learn everything you need to know about the game before it launches. But needless to say, if you are a fan of both Shin Megami Tensei and the Persona series, Metaphor ReFantazio feels like an organic blend of several of those series' elements, all contained within a massive, sprawling fantasy setting that rivals even Persona 5's 100-hour playtime. Now, when speaking of playtime, in an interview with Spanish website Vandal, game director Katsura Hashino revealed that Metaphor ReFantazio will reach the incredible runtime of that of the 100+ hour Persona 5. Hashino further explains that continuing after the credits will be worth your while, as, quote, "There's a lot of fun stuff we've added to the game after you play through it that will hopefully make you come back and continue to enjoy it after completing. Really curious to see what these added bits of content are to the game, and while none of us can accurately speculate the kind of content that may await us post-credits outside of course, New Game Plus, I'm especially interested in learning about the new things we can do post-credits. Getting back to the title's length, Hashino remarked, "We thought the game was going to be maybe a little bit shorter, but we've added so much content and there's so much stuff in here that it definitely has a length like Persona 5. It goes without saying that it's no surprise that Metaphor is slated to be as long as Persona 5, seeing as this game contains so much of the DNA of the Persona titles, like a calendar system, social sim elements, personality traits, etc. But couple that with a massive fantasy setting encompassing numerous regions, biomes, cities, and unique areas throughout, it looks like we are in for a meaty game that will definitely keep us busy for many weeks and months to come." Let me know in the comments what you think about these comments Hashino made regarding the title's length and what these extra post-game additions are. And again, go ahead and try out the incredible demo to help better acquaint yourself with the game ahead of its launch in 2 weeks. Alright, with all the excitement surrounding Metaphor, there is no denying that the announcement for Persona 6 is likely right up there on all of our minds. And while we still have yet to hear officially from Atlus regarding the title, rumors and leaks have been running rampant recently, so if you are in the mood for some leak and rumor speculation regarding game content, the reveal of the title, and its release date, you are in the right place. Alright, so just last week, we were introduced to some juicy leaks and rumors about the game from ex-user Ramona ReFantazio, detailing a long list of things regarding Persona 6 that almost identically reflects what Midori and Head on the Block reported half a year ago about the game's content. Now, I'm not going to dive into the controversy regarding the identity of ex-user Midori here, but it is worth noting that Midori, or Ryan from the Bronx, as his new profile is named, backs this new information from Ramona ReFantazio by stating that there is, quote, "a ton of correct information in this thread," end quote, referring to the stuff mentioned about Persona 6. Here on your screen is a comprehensive list of everything Ramona ReFantazio leaked, starting with a release date of summer 2025, with a reveal being TGA, which is the Game Awards, mentioning that the title is currently in the localization stage, remarking that the title will be on multiple consoles with no clear idea if it will launch on the Switch too. The user continues to explain that the main color scheme is green, corroborating Midori's leak this past spring, along with stating that the theme is black and white, which is in accordance with Head on the Block's statement. This also corroborates the two protagonists rumor, with Kudo and Shido, Japanese for black and white respectively, being the names for the game's two primary protagonists. The game is described to be semi-open world, suggesting that the expansiveness of Metaphor perhaps influenced Persona 6's grand nature. Ramona continues, suggesting that social links have been greatly expanded upon, going further to suggest that the choices we make matter a bit more here in Persona 6. While Midori and Head on the Block both stated that Persona 6 would take place in high school, Ramona states that the game takes place in an art school, with the black and white duality representing modern and traditional art, highlighting the clashes and conflicting nature of modernity versus tradition. Now, let me know what you think about this in the comments, but I honestly think this could be an interesting theme to be explored in a Persona title. So as for DLC, Ramona, like Head on the Block, mentioned that DLC is a major focus for the title, remarking that there would be a lot of DLC pertaining to cosmetics for party members, along with both smaller and larger expansions that expand on the base game, mentioning that perhaps the larger expansion may actually be separate from the base game. The user concludes by stating that there is around 3 years of planned DLC for Persona 6, mentioning that perhaps the initial expansion pass may not account for all the game's content. This corroborates what Midori stated earlier this year when Sega had used games like Lost Judgment and Persona 3 Reload as test games to see how successful long-term DLC plans could extend the life of their titles. So this much more ambitious Persona 6 DLC plan may feed into Sega and Atlus's intentions in increasing the game's longevity. This calls into question the existence of a potential re-release for Persona 6 or a definitive edition of it, as such an edition may not be planned due to this DLC content rollout. With games like Persona 3 FES and P3P, along with Persona 4 Golden, Persona 5 Royal, and Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance being examples of enhanced re-releases of existing games, Persona 6 may forego that path entirely by adhering to this supposed DLC rollout, but that of course remains to be seen. Alright, that was a lot of information right there from Ramona ReFantazio, and while a lot of it has been echoed numerous times from other leakers throughout the months, Many are reassured that the new Midori is suggesting that much of this information is likely true, so let's just hope that an upcoming reveal at the Game Awards turns out to be true, along with that heavily rumored 2025 release date. Let me know what you think about all this Persona 6 stuff in the comments, and go ahead and find me over here in this video as we dive much deeper into the existing links of Persona 6. We are eating fine with all these Atlus releases, brothers and sisters, so stay tuned for more Atlus and Persona content coming out shortly, and I'll be catching up with you all real soon in the next one.